Hi everyone, it's me, Miss Farrah. Time for another video, and today's video is the topic is from Miss Chandra from my Facebook, who gave me this great topic. So thank you, darling. And today I'm talking about my likes and dislikes about the trans community, or the trans people in the trans community. So let me just start off with my dislikes first, because obviously that's the easiest one to talk about. We all have no problem saying things that we don't like about anything. So. So I guess my biggest dislike on our trans community is the amount of jealousy that goes on and people not supporting each other. I just don't understand, in a community that's so small, why we're not lifting each other up and supporting each other as much as we should be. I mean, it should be 100%. I always support anyone who's trans. Anyone on my social media, I always follow back every single trans person I can. And by the way, if I'm not following you back, then message me on anything and I will follow you back. Because I think it's so important to support each other and, you know, lift each other up. I don't understand why trans people get so jealous of other trans people. You know, when they've obviously got to where they are from working very hard, twice as hard as anybody else. Anyone in a minority knows that you have to work twice as hard to prove yourself. I think it's really important. We should be supporting each other, not, you know, leaving horrible comments or saying, oh, she looks a bit manly, or that cross dress is, you know, looks terrible, or this or that. And, you know, trans girls looking down on cross dresses, and TVs looking down on CDs, and TS girls looking down on everybody, and then post-op girls looking down on completely everybody. Obviously, I'm not talking about every single person from those things, but there's always a bad seed in every walk of life, you know, and obviously these are just my opinions, okay? But I just don't understand why there needs to be a hierarchy. There's no hierarchy in life, you know. Everyone is equal in my eyes, you know. You work hard, you do well, you get your rewards, you know. That's the most important thing. And I just don't understand why, you know. I think that if a trans person is in a film, you should go and see the film. If they're in a theatre production, you should go and see it. You should buy their merchandise if they have it. You know, we should be supporting each other and lifting each other up. We should be promoting each other's club nights and things, and going to them as well. I think it's a really important thing to support each other and not, you know, just be like, oh, I'm not going to that, you know, because I don't like her, or it should have been me who was running that, you know, I could do that. And it's like, well, do it then. You know, if you're so capable as well as everybody else, then show us and put the hard work in and do it, because we need more trans clubs, we need more trans writers, we need more trans TV producers, like everything. We need more trans people doing things. So if you're able to do something, don't talk about it, do it. That's what we need. We need proactiveness, and we need people who will support each other and help each other out. You know, if you know a trans person, if I had a club night and I had girls who were wanting jobs, you know, I'd give them jobs like promoting or like being hostesses at the club, or anything. You know, I think it's important to just try to get as many people as you can who are trans, like, to help each other out and support each other. It's really important. I don't understand why there's so much negativity. I mean, I kind of do. I get why, you know, a lot of trans people's circumstances are different to other people. It depends how you grew up. It depends what your family situation's like. Those things can leave a chip. And I do get why some girls could be so negative. It's the same as if someone's rude to me in a club or something. I kind of always think about why they're being rude to me before I would say anything back or be rude back, because, you know, sometimes people are doing it out as a cry for help. You know, they need help, and they're jealous because they feel like they have no options. So sometimes I think it's important, instead of to just say something really nasty back, is to just kind of think about why they're speaking to you the way that they are. So yeah, I would say that's my biggest faux pas, or whatever you want to say, about the trans community. I just don't like the lack of supportiveness between us. I think that we should be a lot more supportive. It's not a competition. No one is doing better than anybody else. And wherever you are in your transition, you're always transitioning. You're always learning. You know, it doesn't hurt to be polite and nice and courteous to somebody. It takes a lot more effort to be nasty and horrible. That's how I feel anyway. I just don't understand why you can't just be polite and nice to somebody. Why do you have to, like, look down your nose at somebody, you know, because maybe you're further on in your transition than they are. Well, it doesn't mean that you're better than them at all. I just don't get why there needs to be hierarchy. It's so annoying. And I've experienced it in all aspects in my life. I've experienced being looked down on when I was younger and first starting out and doing anything. I've had it where people were looking at me saying, what can you do? You know, and then I've had it from the other side when I have done well and I've done things, and I'm, I've worked hard, and I've had people saying, well, why is it you? Why should you be doing this or having that opportunity? It should have been me. And you just think, well, put the work in, work hard, be nice to everybody, be courteous, be thankful, don't take anything for granted, and anyone can do well if they put the work in and work hard. Obviously, as a trans person, you have to work twice as hard as anybody else does. But I just think with our community, how small it is, and even though we've come strides from where we used to be, we're in a scary time at the moment, because these weird things are happening in the world where people seem to be going backwards with trans people and the violence, and we could have horrible changes in governments. Well, they're already happening now around the world, where they're backtracking on the decisions they've made for us, for our rights and stuff. Some of us are living in really horrible situations at the moment, dangerous situations where we could lose our lives. And we're all worried about the fact that another trans person's done better than us. We should be supporting each other and lifting each other up. That's the most important thing. And I do not understand how, even when it's getting really strange and scary out there for us, that we're not supporting each other. That is my biggest pet peeve when it comes to the trans community. On the other side of it, what I do love is the supportive, creative, talented trans people who I have had the opportunity and the pleasure to work with and know in my life. The people who are striving for things to be good and better and equal for us. That is the part of the trans community that I love, is the people in it who are so passionate about our community, who are so passionate about making a difference and getting our voices heard, and trying to spread a positive message for all of us, that things do get better, and if you put the work in and you stay positive and just stick to your goals, then you can achieve anything. And I think that, to me, that's like the best thing about being part of the trans community, because we may be a small community, but there is fire there is, creativity, and there is a drive for us to be heard, and there is a drive for us to prove ourselves to the rest of the world, which is what we're having to do. We're still having to do that. We're still having to prove to everybody that we deserve to be here, and that we're an asset, and that we things can be done great by us, and but in a way that other people may not be able to do, because they don't have our life experiences, or they just don't think the way we do. Everyone is an asset on this planet, and trans people are no exception. I just think that there's some great work being done, charity wise and entertainment wise, and I just think that there's such a great wealth of talent and amazing people in our community, and to me that's the part of being trans that I love the most. So there are my likes and dislikes. I hope that I'm sure some of you will agree and disagree with a lot of the things I said, but like I said before, those are just my views and opinions on how I feel about the trans world. Have a great day, everyone. I'll speak to you soon. Lots of love.